It is summer, and you know what that means. Lots of clearance sales on fabric and yarn. Hello, welcome to Show and Tell Meg. I'm Megan, and I like to make things, and therefore I like to buy things with which to make things. Summertime always denotes that I will be buying a decent little chunk of fabric and yarn simply because the stores that I love put a lot of things on clearance or have big sales. So, the very first thing I wanted to show is my fabric haul. There is a sewing store in Orlando. If you live in Central Florida and you sew, I really hope that you know about this place. If not, you should check it out. It is the best store in Central Florida, hands down. It's called the Sewing Studio. It is in Maitland, which is just outside of Orlando. And they carry everything from really good quality quilting cotton to designer wools, $100 a yard laces, silks, just bag making things. They have amazing machines. They carry brother embroidery machines and baby lock and Juki, just all kinds of things. They have a repair for sewing machines. It is absolutely my favorite store to go to. It is not a big box store. It is family owned, amazingly nice people. My mom and I have been going to this place for over a decade. Before I actually really even sewed things, I enjoyed going to the sale because I would pick up here and there, just the dreams of what I thought I could maybe learn to make. That maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But on 4th of July and New Year's Day, they put their entire store of fabrics and notions 40% off. And that's including things that were already marked down on clearance. So I have a nice little stack. A lot of the time I go with a specific plan because I don't want to go too insane. This time I didn't because there's other things that were just really going on in my life. And so I didn't have the time to really pull out specific patterns and look for things, but also do I need any of this? No, not really. I have a lot of fabric, but I didn't have this fabric. So this is what I grabbed. This is a really nice Robert Kaufman shirting. And I got this specifically to recreate my Colette Jasmine blouse. I talked about that in my Me Made May video, how I really liked that blouse, but it just doesn't fit right. I love how it looks though. And so every time I see it and I put it on and I have the hope that it will be a good fit, and it just isn't. So this is extremely close to what I used in that shirt. And that is exactly what I purchased this for. And I know I'll have some navy blue. I think I just used a broadcloth or something for the neckties. So this will be a Jasmine shirt. This I just had to grab. It was just so pretty. There was only 1 yard left. I saw a woman with this at the cutting table and I was hoping she wouldn't buy it all. She only left a yard, but it's so pretty. It's a patchwork printed 100% rayon from Moda. And I love the colors. I love the floral print. And I am hoping to eke out a shirt out of this, just a basic woven t-shirt. If I can't do the entire thing out of this 1 yard, then I am fully prepared to do like white t-shirt material sleeves or something like that and just do this as the body. So the plans are in the works, but I love these colors and the drape. So I had to grab it at 40% off. My somewhat splurge of the day. I carried this bolt of fabric around for quite a while trying to decide if I should buy it or not. I always love Rifle Paper Company prints, and throughout the year I'll see them and I'll be like, ooh, I want that. I want to make this out of it, but I just can't bear to spend the full sticker price on it when I know that I could get the 40% off. And so then I get to this sale and I'll have several different rifle prints, but I talk myself out of all of them. Well, this time I didn't. This one is from their Wildwood collection. And it's just these beautiful blues in their very signature florally design. I got 4 yards of this quilting cotton, and I know that is plenty to make a dress. I'm going to make a fit and flare. So this is actually going to be one of the first projects that I make because I just really want to wear it. I have several different rifle prints that I have sprung for, and yet I have not sewn any of them. So this I have mentally earmarked to be on the top of my sewing list. And from there, we go to the knits. I went to the clearance section because, I mean, who's not going to want 40% off of already clearanced stuff? And I checked that out first. And so all of these came that were already clearanced. And so they were just really inexpensive. This is an art gallery knit, and it has these cute little flowers. Art gallery it's good quality. I will say it doesn't hold up as well from washing. It gets a bit hazy and the colors lighten, but it's so soft. And when I can get it for the discount, I mean, why not? So this is just 1 yard, but it is 60 wide. So this should make a cute t-shirt. This is another art gallery, but look at this color. This minty color is one of my favorite colors. I love like the coral and mint thing that was going on several years ago, and it's just never died for me. I have always still loved them. They're some of my favorite colors. But this is just a basic, you know, cotton jersey from art gallery. I think I got 4 yards of this because I knew I could use a basic color like this many times over. I'm definitely going to make a gable top out of this, but we're going to see what else I plan in the future. And now I have plenty of it on hand because it was so inexpensive. These two are both bamboo jerseys, and they have just a really nice drape. They're not the thin slinky stuff when I think of like a rayon jersey. This has some heft to it, so it's not one that's going to cling as bad to every lump and bump. It's a nice smooth, it's actually really similar to the feel of this fabric, which I also bought at the sewing studio several years ago. So when they had both of these in the clearance, chocolate brown and lavender, I grabbed 2 yards of each because I know that I can make good shirts out of those. And the big guy is this. This is actually Robert Kaufman Laguna jersey. And I love Laguna jersey. I have used white Laguna jersey more than maybe any other t-shirt material, but this stuff just washes incredibly. I have white shirts that I made at least 8 years ago, and I still wear them. They still look great. So I knew that this was going to hold up really well. It was extremely inexpensive. For a print, I want to say it worked out to be like, I don't know, a few dollars a yard. So I grabbed, I think, 6 yards of this, knowing that I can make myself something, I can make my kids something, we could all match, I could be the cool mom. Also that this would make really nice like pajama pants, things like that. So in this really pretty rose print, I just had to grab it. So this is my other one. Smoothie break, oh my gosh, it's so hot. So if you have been around my channel any amount of time, you have definitely heard me wax poetic about Knit Picks yarn. Knit Picks is my favorite yarn store, probably hands down. I mean, their stuff is just such good quality and they do such good sales. I will say if it wasn't for the sales, I really kind of don't shop from them because they are a nicer yarn. It's good quality materials, good high-end fibers. So it's not that they aren't priced well for what they are. I just don't tend to run out and spend full price on anything. But their sales cannot be beat. And they always do a summer sale. This year was no exception. And so I grabbed a few things. First up, they do, during their sales, the last time at Black Friday and this time, they did skeins for $2 and $4 a piece. And when I saw that they had Stroll for $2 a skein, I mean, you know, I grabbed a 10-pack. So this is Stroll in the Lynx colorway, which is a little bit of a brownish gray. It's mostly gray, honestly. I know it's showing up more brown in the video, but this is a nice neutral-ish kind of gray. I got enough to make a sweater and who knows what else. This will come in handy for socks, sweaters, if I want to do color work, anything like that. Stroll is my favorite Knit Picks yarn. It is a fingering weight. It's designed for socks, so it is 75% merino superwash and 25% nylon. It wears beautifully. I just can't say enough about this. So I grabbed 10 of this, and then some of these others. This one was also on sale. This is their electric blue, I think. Yes, this is electric blue. So I grabbed one of these because I figured it was a good color to mix in with the other ones that I already have. And I'll confess, these two were not on sale, but I am a fan of Summer Lee Design Co. and she waxes poetic about both of these colors. And I'd been hoping they'd go on sale and I'm making an order anyway, yada, yada. So I just had to get them. So these are both Stroll, and this is Dogwood Heather, and this is Bowie. And look at that, the combo. She's made several pairs of socks with this color combination, and I love it. I love this color. Incidentally, I can remember a few sales ago, this was majorly on sale and I didn't buy it. I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that color. And now I'm like, why? Why didn't I buy more? But I'm excited to have these because I really have enjoyed watching her videos and looking at her book, things like that. And I love her color combinations almost more than anything else about her designs. Her designs are lovely, but her colors are just top notch. So I'm excited to figure out a project that I want to use these in. And then I did get one wild card because it was just so pretty. This is Knit Picks Muse, which is another superwash merino nylon blend, 75/25. This is a hand painted fingering weight, and just look at the colors. It's just so pretty. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to use it for. It would work for socks, it'll work for a shawl. I could do a hat, I could do animals, I could do all kinds of things out of this, but it was just so pretty. So I had to grab this one. And because it was my birthday in June, Knit Picks always gives a code that you can add to any order within the month of your birthday, that they give you something free. And this time it was a birthday stitch marker from Katrinkles. I don't know if that will focus. I cannot get this thing to focus, but it's just a little laser cut wood stitch marker with a cupcake on there, and you know, it's just so cute. And I was gonna order from the sale anyway, so why not get my birthday stitch marker? So I was very excited. Thank you to Knit Picks for giving me that. Who doesn't love a free stitch marker? And while I was shopping yarn sales, I happened to see that Hobbii had some of the things on sale that I was curious to try, and so I had to give them. I had to, right? I have always been curious about Hobbii yarns. I've never actually taken the plunge and made an order, but I knew that they did neon yarn. And as someone who has been watching a lot of Summer Lee Design Co., one of the things that she advises with her color combinations is to add a neon. I don't have any neon. I'm not generally a neon person as far as like wearing something that's totally neon. And so I have not really bought any yarn that was those kinds of colors, but her color combinations are just awesome. And so having a pop of neon really can make a huge difference. And so when I saw that Hobbii had the neon sock yarn on sale and it's sock week, I kind of justified making a little bit of a purchase. The first thing I definitely had to get was their Silly Sock Disco yarn, which is another 75%, right? 75% wool, 25% polyamide. It's not merino wool like the Stroll, so it's not quite as soft, but it's still very soft. And I got it in the yellow, and then this is pink and orange, which I know it's probably going to be really hard for the camera to focus on that, but it's two plies. It's a ply of pink and a ply of orange neon, and they're spun together. So it gives this really cool effect. I am very excited to use these. And I was very excited to see that Hobbii also has, I think fairly recently, started carrying Regia. Just a few skeins, not their entire line or anything. And they were a really good price. And I have used Regia before. I love the Arnie and Carlos prints. I made their blue one from their first design set they ever did. I'll put a picture of my socks over here. And those socks have held up great. I love how they knitted. The glory of this yarn is that it's just dyed to have this jacquard print. And so my socks are going to look like that when I'm done. But this is a really cool purple colorway, and I wanted to pair it with this neon yellow. And it is currently sock week, and so I have started this sock. It looks like this. I'm doing the neon pop for the cuff and the heel and the toe, and I think it looks just awesome. But this is how this yarn ends up. This is color number 3886 in the Arnie and Carlos Regia line. I'm very excited. I know I don't need yarn, but holy cow, these are going to be awesome. And I'm also proud of myself that I'm using something immediately that I just bought. So there's something to be said for that. And while I was at it, they also had their Black Friday packs of sock yarn on sale. So this is, I believe, still Silly Sock. They don't call it that, but it's the same superwash wool that the Silly Sock is made out of. And they came in these 4 packs, and these worked out to be $5 each, like 20 bucks for all of this. And who doesn't need black and white? If you're going to be making socks and you're going to be doing any kind of contrast cuffs or heels or even color work, I knew I was going to use this. And so that was a really great price, so I grabbed it. And the last thing I bought is another thing I just really wanted to try. They had their Friends cotton in the fingering weight. It's the 8-4 size on sale. And there is a Stephen West shawl that I really want to make. I cannot remember the name of it right now. I will put a picture of it right here. And it's just beautiful. And I saw one made by somebody else that was in a similar kind of colorway where it was like this dusty pink and a gray color. And since this was so inexpensive and it's a nice soft cotton, I thought I could get more wear out of it than I would a wool shawl of that kind of size. So this is the charcoal colorway, and I believe this one was called Dusty Rose, but it's just a really pretty combination, and I think it's going to work awesome for that slightly Art Deco style Stephen West design. So that will be happening some point in the future. I'm not exactly sure when, but now I have the yarn to do it. My other purchase of a tool is also Sock Week related. I knew I was going to be making socks for Sock Week, and my double pointed needles that I have been using for years are Knitter's Pride carbons. Previous to that, I was using those cheapy bamboo ones, which I loved, but they break. Like, this is a size 1 needle. It's literally like toothpick thick. And so when you put any pressure on it, the bamboo just can't hold up. And so I did invest in some carbons quite a few years ago, and they work fine, but the carbons points are just not quite sharp enough. And so I found myself like sometimes taking my fingernail and cramming the yarn loops onto the needle, and who wants to do that? It made it take way longer. They also were kind of hard on my hands. I mean, not that any metal isn't going to be a little hard on your hands because it doesn't have any give, but something about the carbons, they really just kind of wore on my hands. They would wear a divot into my finger. I'll still use the carbons. I do like them, but I knew now is the time that I could get some ChiaoGoos. So I bought the ChiaoGoo sock set of DPNs. It comes with all the DPNs from 0 through 3. I don't need more than that because my bamboo DPNs work for everything else. It's only when I'm in the really thin sizes that it just has too much give, and I'm always afraid that they're going to break. So now I have plenty at my disposal to make any of the smaller yarn projects in smaller diameters. And I have only been doing this for 1 day, but it's just flying off of these needles. These needles are great. They are perfectly sharp. They have just the teensiest bit of flex, which is more than the carbons had. It had none whatsoever. And yeah, I'm really loving these. I am a ChiaoGoo girl through and through. If I have to purchase any other needles in the future, they will definitely all be ChiaoGoo. I have been nothing but pleased with all of the ChiaoGoo needles that I have already. So that is my early to mid-summer haul of things I don't technically need. But sometimes we just have to invest in our hobbies. These are things that I love to do, and I don't think that you should have to feel bad about that, especially if you can get them for a good price, when you know what you're going to use them for. I'm not just mindlessly stashing. Once my air conditioning is fixed in my house, I had plans to immediately work on lots of those fabrics. So I hope that that is something that can happen in the near future. Sometimes life just throws wrenches, and until then, all this yarn is going to come in very handy. So I hope that you enjoyed seeing this haul. I hope that you have had some luck yourself and have gotten some products that you are truly excited about. And I think that that's the biggest key, is you shouldn't just be mindlessly buying things because they're on sale. make sure that it's something that you love. Make sure it's something that you're so excited about that you want to cast on immediately, or that it will fulfill a long-time project that you've wanted to make for quite a while, and now you can facilitate that for a fraction of the cost that it would have been before. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a like and subscribe to see what I make with all of these products in the future. And until next time, I hope that you're staying cool this summer and making lots of cool things.